Hello everyone, welcome to online video lecture series of electronic devices. This is lecture number 18 and today's topic is continuity equation. Before starting today's lecture, let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Sapna Katiyar, Professor in Electronics and Communication Engineering Department at ABES Institute of Technology, Ghaziabad. Let us begin today's topic, the continuity equation. See, all semiconductor devices operates under non-equilibrium condition in which current of holes and electrons flows through the semiconductor. So, the equation which states a condition of dynamic equilibrium, since there is not a static equilibrium, there is not an equilibrium condition, it means there are the variations in the concentration of holes, electrons, it means we are talking about the dynamic equilibrium. So, the equation which states a condition of dynamic equilibrium for concentration of mobile carriers in elementary volume of that particular semiconductor is known as the continuity equation. You must remember this statement as it is. What is continuity equation? So, here you are going to relate what? We are going to observe the behavior in a non-equilibrium condition, means under dynamic equilibrium, concentration of the charge carriers in elementary volume of the semiconductors. So, this is how we are going to derive the continuity equation. This is also a very important topic. You may get a question in your examination number of times based on this. See, this continuity equation is based on the fact that the charge can neither be created nor be destroyed. So, its fundamental is same, charge can neither be created nor be destroyed. So, by considering all these factors, we will be deriving the continuity equation. See, here you can see a semiconductor bar is being taken, a semiconductor sample is being taken. In this particular semiconductor sample, a differential length delta x is being considered. The area is A, volume can be written as A into dx. In this particular case, we are going to observe for a small time interval, for a small sample which is dx along this particular width, this thing. Here you can observe in this particular semiconductor the current density, J is what? The current density. So, the current density entering into this particular bar, current density entering into this particular specimen, this is written as what? Jnx, and leaving from this particular sample, this is written as Jn x plus delta x. It means we are going to observe in that particular delta x duration what will happen over here, right. So, remember all these terms, the current density which is entering into this particular sample, what is the term which is leaving from this particular sample, and in how much duration, in how much differential time, differential length we are going to calculate. So, the differential length is delta x over here. Now, let us write down the terms for the rate of electron built up. What would be the rate of electron built up? At which particular rate electrons are going to be built up in that particular sample? That is equal to the increase of electron concentration in per unit time minus recombination rate. So, this is the increase and minus recombination rate, that difference will gives you the built up rate for the electron concentration. See, delta x is that differential length which we are considering. Del n upon del t, we are dealing with the electron concentration with respect to the time. So, the differential term, this is equal to what? Increase of electron concentration, q is the charge on the electron, minus q, current density which is entering into the specimen minus the density which is leaving this, minus recombination rate, and the recombination is written as what? Delta n upon tau n into dx. Dx is that particular like duration. So here this first term, as I have told you, 1 upon q Jn x upon delta x, this is the number of carriers per unit volume entering. Second term, 1 upon q Jn x plus delta x upon delta x, this is the number of carriers leaving per unit volume and time. So you have considered the number of carriers which are entering into the sample, into the specimen per unit time, minus the number of samples which are leaving the like particular specimen with per unit volume and time. So this is how you have written this particular equation. Here you can see this particular term delta x, already this term is very small, this differential length is very small. What will happen if you try to decrease this value delta x, if the differential length is going to decrease and decrease? So what will happen as delta x approaches to 0, when this particular term will approach to 0, we can write the current change in derivative form. See, this is the term for the current density which is entering from which is exiting from a specimen, minus this is the term which is entering into the specimen. This is what? Del upon del x Jn x into dx, this term. And when this approaches to 0, it means here this term, particular term is approaching to 0, means now the left hand side term will be what? Because this term is very, very small, near to 0, so we can ignore it. So this term will be what? Del n upon del t, which is equal to 1 upon q, and this term Jn x upon dx minus this recombination time delta n upon tau n, which is the carrier lifetime. So this is how you can rearrange this equation by considering that small differential length, which is also very less when it is approaches to 0. So the continuity equation for the electrons can be written as, and if you replace the like term for the electron with the term for the holes, if you consider the like specimen as a p-type semiconductor, when you are considering the term for the like number of holes entering into a per unit volume, per unit time, number of holes leaving that particular sample per unit time, per unit volume, then you will be getting the continuity equation for the holes as well. So continuity equation for the electrons and holes can be written into this form. For electrons, once again let me remind you, del n upon del t, this is what? 1 upon q del Jn x upon del x minus delta n upon tau n. Delta n is the increase in electron concentration, tau n is the carrier lifetime. For holes, this particular equation is what? Del p upon del t, this is equal to minus 1 upon q. See, here the sign changes. Del Jp x upon del x minus delta p upon tau p. Tau p, this is the mean lifetime of the holes, tau n is the mean lifetime for the electrons, delta p is the increase in concentration of the holes. So I hope now these two equations are clear to you, how to write down the continuity equations for electrons, for holes, right? Now let us discuss about the minority carrier diffusion equations. What do you mean by this? What this diffusion equation is actually, and how to write it down? See, the minority carrier diffusion equations are derived from the general continuity equations. See, these diffusion equations are derived from general continuity equations and they are applicable only for minority carriers. These equations are not going to be applicable for the majority carriers. So you must remember the 2 points. These equations are derived from the general continuity equations and they will be applicable to the minority carriers only. In case of n-type semiconductors, they will be applicable for the holes. In case of p-type semiconductor, it will be applicable to the electrons. See, in n-type material, You know that how to write down the term for the total current density. The total current density, this is the sum of the drift current plus the diffusion current. We have discussed in the previous lectures as well. So, Jn, when we are writing, see, we are considering for the minority carriers. So, this will be for the p type, this will be for the n type. So, when we are talking about the p type material, we are concerned with the minority charge carriers. See, Jn is the total current density, which is the sum of the drift and diffusion. The term for the drift is what? Q mu n into E. Term for the diffusion is Q d del n upon del x. Here mu n is the mobility of electrons, dn is the diffusion coefficient for the electrons. Similarly, when we are observing about the n-type material, what will happen in the case of the n-type material? We are concerned with the minority carriers, which are the holes. Here Jp, diffusion current density, can be written as the sum of the drift plus diffusion. This equation, you know, we have discussed already. The term for the drift is Q mu p into P into E, and the term for the diffusion is minus Q dP into del P upon del X. Here mu p is the mobility of holes, dP is the diffusion coefficient of the holes. Now, we can see in both of these terms, when current is strictly carried by the diffusion, there are two processes, drift and diffusion. So, when we are saying that current is only carried by the diffusion, means the current carried by the drift is negligible. If the current carried by the drift is negligible, we can neglect that particular term. I have written over here as well. So, the term for the drift, this particular term, this is the term for the drift in this case, this is the term for the drift in this case. Now, these terms can be ignored because majority is the current which is carried because of the diffusion. So, this particular equation can be modified as, this particular equation can be modified in this particular form, right? N naught and P naught are independent of X. What do you mean by N naught and P naught? N naught and P naught are the like thermal equilibrium charge carriers concentration. N naught is the concentration of electrons in the thermal equilibrium, P naught is the concentration of holes in the thermal equilibrium. So, they are independent of this particular term X. Now, let us start from the continuity equation of the holes. This is the continuity equation of the holes we have already discussed. So, directly I have written that particular equation for electrons. Del n upon del t, this is equal to what? 1 upon q del Jnx upon del x minus delta n upon tau n. Tau n is the carrier lifetime. So, we are starting from this particular equation. Moving ahead, if we say that there is an increase in the concentration, let us take the term for the concentrations at the thermal equilibrium and then increase in the charge carrier concentration. So, del upon del T of N naught plus delta N, N naught is the thermal equilibrium concentration, delta N is the increase in that. This is equal to what? 1 upon Q del upon del X. This is the term for the diffusion. So, Q charge of the like charge carrier, dn is the diffusion coefficient for electrons, and again this term del upon del x, and here this term in place of n, what we have written, n naught plus delta n minus this. So, subscript here the subscript n and p, these are used for just to denote the n type or p type material. So, from here you can write it down del of delta n. If you are concerned about only this increase in, this is what? Differentiate this term, this will, you will be getting what? dn, dn is the diffusion coefficient which will be a constant. So, dn into del square delta n upon del x square minus delta n upon tau n. From here you can write it into this form because there is a only small increase in the charge carriers concentration. So, that can be like neglected, and just rearranging it we can write it into this particular form. Therefore, minority carrier diffusion equations can be written as what? This we have derived the minority carrier diffusion equation which relates the for the electrons. Here see the term delta n, increase in the electron concentration, Dn is the diffusion coefficient for the electrons. Similarly, you can write it down for the holes. For the holes, this particular equation will be what? Delta P upon del T, which is equal to dP. dP is the diffusion coefficient of the holes. Del square delta P upon del X2 minus delta P upon T tau P. Tau P is the carrier lifetime of the holes. This is how you can write down the minority carrier diffusion equations for electrons for holes. I hope now these equations are clear to you. How to derive it from the continuity equation, that must also be clear to you. And both the equations are useful in solving transient problems of diffusion with recombination. At some of the times it may be asked from you why this minority diffusion equations are important, why, where it is going to be useful. So, minority carrier diffusion equations are useful in solving transient problem of diffusion with recombination. So, this is how you can explain it further. Moving ahead, let us discuss what is diffusion length. See, there is one factor, diffusion length. What is this diffusion length? Diffusion length is defined as the distance travelled. You must note down this point. This is a distance travelled by free carriers before recombination. If the carriers are going to recombine, then before recombination, the distance travelled by the charge carriers is known as a diffusion length. It is also defined as the average distance covered by excess carriers during its lifetime. How much the average distance is being covered by the excess carriers in its lifetime, that is also known as a diffusion length. So, in many situations you can see a steady state distribution of excess carriers is maintained. Steady state in most of the situations, in many situations I must not say, in most of the situation steady state distribution of excess carriers is maintained. It means time derivative of diffusion equations are 0. When the steady state is maintained means there is no variation with respect to the time. That is why we are saying time derivative of diffusion equations will be 0. See, these are the equations, diffusion minority charge carrier diffusion equations, and when the time derivative is 0, it means delta n upon del t, this is equal to 0. At the same time, del of delta p upon del t, this will be 0. So, when these terms are 0, then from this particular equation, first equation, you can write it as what? The left hand side term is 0. The left hand side term is 0, then you can write down dn, which is the diffusion coefficient of electrons, into del square delta n upon del x square, which is equal to delta n upon tau n. Just you have rearranged the term because the left hand side is 0. So, this particular term, from here you can write down del square delta n upon del x2, this is what? Delta n upon tau n into dn. This term dn will also be comes into denominator, or this is equal to what? Delta n upon ln square. Ln is the diffusion length of electrons. So, here what the formula you are getting over here? Ln square is tau n into dn. It means ln, the diffusion length of electrons, this is equal to what? Under root tau n into dn. This is the diffusion length of the electron. Similarly, you can derive the diffusion length for the holes. From this particular equation, you know that the left hand side term is 0. So, this particular term will be dp del square delta p upon del x square, which is equal to delta p upon tau p. From here you are writing del square delta p upon del x square, which is equal to delta p upon tau p into dp. This is equal to L of p square. So, diffusion length for holes can also be written as Lp, which is equal to under root dp into Tp. And you are aware with all these four coefficients, dn diffusion coefficient of electrons, dp diffusion coefficient of holes, tau n lifetime of the electrons, and tau p is the carrier lifetime of the holes. This is how you can explain it. You must note down it. Based on this, you may get a numerical question as well. Moving ahead, let us discuss the physical significance. What is the physical significance of the diffusion length? See, let us consider that excess holes are injected into a semiconductor bar at x hat is equal to 0. You can say, see, this is a semiconductor bar. The length of the semiconductor bar is L. Here excess charge carriers are injected from this particular radiation process at x hat is equal to 0. So, holes are injected into this particular semiconductor bar. Now, these injected holes, when the holes are injected into the semiconductor bar, then these holes will try to diffuse there and there will be a variation in its behavior. So, the injected holes diffuse along the bar and they will recombine with a characteristic lifetime tau p, and this particular distribution can be drawn into this way. See, this is the distribution of the carrier. On the x axis, this like distance is being taken. On the y axis, this probability for the electrons, the concentration of electrons is being taken. What will happen? When the charge carriers are being like injected into a semiconductor bar, they will diffuse and after a certain time they will try to decay. So, the decay will be like the lifetime based on the lifetime over here. So, at x hat is equal to 0, if this particular value, then with this particular term it is going to be decay over there, and accordingly you can define the lifetime for the charge carriers. So, first you have to write down the distribution equation for the holes, because you have to analyze it further. So, how to write down this particular term? See, distribution equation for holes, you can write down del square delta p upon del x square. This is what? Del p upon dp into tau p. This is del p upon L of p square, diffusion length for the holes. This is the equation, because here we are considering the variations, we are considering the diffusion of holes, we are considering the variation of the holes. It means we have taken the distribution equation for holes over here. Now, the challenge is you have to simplify this particular equation. Equation 1 needs to be simplified, because finally you have to generalize a result. So, the solution of this equation can be given it into this form, the equation 2. Here A1 and A2, these two terms have been included. These are the constants of the integration. So, because now you would like to eliminate these unnecessary terms, and we would like to simplify it further. So, what is our challenge? Now we have to apply the boundary conditions and we have to find out the values of A1, A2, and we need to simplify this equation number 2. Now, as I have told you, A1 and A2 are the constant of integration and their values can be identified by utilizing the boundary conditions. The whole concentration, which is denoted by this term del px, it decreases and reduces to 0 as x approaches to infinity. As you have shown in that particular term, the whole concentration that decreases and decreases as well as you are moving along the x axis. So, when x approaches to infinity, it continues to decrease. Now, let us apply the boundary conditions over here from like when this decreases at p it is equal to 0, at x it is equal to 0, you have seen that particular value. So, A2 is coming out as 0. And when you calculate this particular value del of px, when you have substituted a to it is equal to 0 in equation number 2, now the term only remains the first term, which is a1 exponential minus x upon lp. If we consider the value, this del of px is equal to delta p. Delta p is what? When x it is equal to 0. So, when x it is equal to, you have seen there is a value, then it goes on decreasing. So, when x it is equal to 0, its value is delta p. Now, this particular equation can be written as what? Delta p, which is equal to a1 and its value. So, from here a1, its value is getting Vr as delta p. So, the value of a1 is delta p, value of a2 is 0. Now, let us substitute these two values of constants in equation number 2. Let us see what will happen. So, when we have substituted, we are getting the equation as what? Del px, which is equal to delta p exponential minus x upon lp. Here lp is the diffusion length for the holes. Now, based on these factors, we can write down the hole current, the current density. So, we can write it as what is Jpx? This is nothing but minus q dp into dp, this is the diffusion coefficient of the holes, into dp upon dx, right. So, this is nothing but minus q dp and this d upon dx of small change in hole concentration, that increase or decrease. This change in concentration may increase or decrease, but as you have seen over here, the variation at x goes on increasing, the hole concentration decreases and decreases as x approaches to infinity. So, it decreases because there is a decrease, that is why minus sign is being included over here. So, from here what you can write? Minus q into dp. Now, substitute the value of del of px from here into this particular equation. So, this is nothing but delta p exponential minus x upon lp. Now, you have to simplify this term. Simplify it. Lp is a constant, which is the diffusion length. If you simplify it, you are getting the equation Jp of x, which is equal to q into dp, which is the diffusion coefficient of holes, upon lp, which is the diffusion length of holes, into del of px. So, this is how you can simplify it, and you can relate all these parameters, how the variation goes when you are like varying it along the axis. Moving ahead, let us discuss one example. We have discussed so many formulas, so let us solve one question. First, read the question very carefully. The question is, the minority carrier lifetime in p-type material is 10 raised to the power minus 7 second. The mobility of electron in silicon is 0.15. So, the minority carrier lifetime is given, mobility of electron is also given, and you have to determine diffusion length. You need to determine two things, diffusion length, and second, if 10 raised to the power 20 electrons are injected at x is equal to 0, what is the diffusion current density? See, diffusion length you can calculate, you know the formula, ln is what? Under root dn into tau n. Here this lifetime is being given, but you need to calculate this diffusion coefficient. Diffusion coefficient you can calculate from the Einstein equation. Dn is what? Mu n into kT upon q. If you substitute all these values, you are getting the diffusion coefficient. So, here you can substitute these values. Diffusion coefficient is 3.88 into 10 raised to the power minus 3 into tau n, which is 10 raised to the power minus 7. Simplify it, you will be getting the value of diffusion length. Diffusion length is 1.97 into 10 raised to the power minus 5 meter. The second part is, if 10 raised to the power 20 electrons were injected at x it is equal to 0, what is the diffusion current density? The formula is Jn is what? Q into dn upon ln into delta n. Delta n, which is the electrons have been injected over here. So, here Q is 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19. dn you have calculated, which is 3.88 into 10 raised to the power minus 3 into delta n is 10 raised to the power 20 upon ln, which you have calculated, that is 1.97 into 10 raised to the power minus 5. Simplify it, you will be getting the value as 3.15 into 10 raised to the power 3. So, I hope this particular question is also clear to you how to calculate the diffusion length and other parameters. Some of the points which you must remember, which we have discussed in today's lecture. What is the equation of continuity equation for electrons, continuity equation for holes, diffusion length for electrons, diffusion length for holes, and what is the minority carrier diffusion equation for electron and the minority carrier diffusion equation for holes. So, all of these equations you must remember very carefully. Thank you so much for watching this video.